At some hands that were played before lockdown, this is, and these were a number of hands where a lot of declarers didn't make the most of it. So this is at least a few years ago this hand was played, but I made a note of these hands because I thought they were quite interesting. So here is one hand, you can see it here on the right, where South probably opens one no trump, and that should be passed out. And if you have a look at the traveller here, you can see that virtually everyone did play it in one no trump, and about half the people made it and half the people went down. So we're going to have a look at this, and it's an example of choosing the best option. So do interrupt if you have any questions as we go along. And let's have a look at this one to start with. And you open one no trump, it gets passed out, and West leads the King of Hearts. And what you want to do in a no trump contract is start by counting your top tricks, your definite top tricks. And I can see here 2 spades, 1 diamond, and 2 clubs. So I've got the ace king of spades, the ace king of clubs, and the ace of diamonds. And those are 5 definite top tricks. Now, how can we make more tricks? Well, I can see that diamonds is a possibility. We might make 1 more trick there, but clubs is going to be the best option. And you have actually 8 clubs, 5 in dummy and 3 in your own hand. So you have a good chance to set up that suit, but you will have to lose a club. What you're hoping for is that the clubs divide 3 in one hand and 2 in the other, and you'll be able to set up those clubs by losing one. And you have to lose this one early on, because if you think about it, if you just cash the ace king of clubs and then play a club, you'll maybe set up the clubs, but you have no entries to the north hand. So this is a classic hand where you need to play a low club at some point. Now, before we get on to that, the opponents are off to a good start for them of the King of Hearts. So we're going to lose the first few tricks. East takes the ace, plays a heart back, plays another heart, and West now is going to play his last heart. And we've got to discard from both hands. And the one thing you don't want to discard from the north hand is, of course, a club. You're hoping to make those clubs, all bar 1. So we'll discard something else, maybe discard a spade, and perhaps a spade or a diamond from this hand too. So fortunately, that's all the hearts done. And let's suppose the opponents play a spade, and we win that one with the king or the ace. And now we've got to turn our attention to clubs. And all we need to do to make this contract is lose a club early on. So let's lose it first. Whatever the opponents who expect to win that one. And if they play a spade back, we of course win that one. And now we play a second round of clubs. And if everyone follows, that's it. The clubs are now established. We've played 2 rounds. That's 8 cards. And there's 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's just 1 club outstanding, and the rest of the clubs are good. So we'll take the last 3 clubs, and that is 6 tricks. So we're certain to make our contract now. If the opponents have defended so far this well, if I now lead a diamond, I've got a choice. Unless the king appears here, I've got to decide whether to play the ace or the queen. And it's a tough choice here. If you play the queen and it loses to the king, it's just possible that West has got a spade, for example, and might be able to defeat you. So unless diamonds have been played earlier, I think I'm probably going to not risk my contract here and take this one with the ace. If I bring up the 4 hands, you can actually see that you could make 2 more tricks here if you risk the finesse. But if West had kept the king and the Queen of Spades, you could have been defeated on this one. So probably safer just to make sure of your contract and just make your 7 tricks there. But as I said, when it was played, an awful lot of people went down on this one rather than making 1-note trump. Do interrupt me if you have any questions on this. This was another hand actually from the same session, and you can see on this one that nearly everyone ended in 3-note trump and no one made it. Everyone went down in 3-note trump. So I thought I'd have a look at this one. And this was north here. I would expect to open 2-note trump. South would be 3-note trump. And let's suppose east leads a heart. And again, just like before, we're going to start off by counting our top tricks. And actually, I'm going to launch a poll in a moment. And the question is, how many top tricks does Declarer have here? So it's being played by North here. Count your top tricks. And in a moment, I'll launch a poll and you can answer how many top tricks you think you can see. Going to end the poll there. And I'm very pleased to say we have a unanimous response. Everyone went for 7. And yes, that's right. You have 7 top tricks here. 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, and 1 spade. And you need to think about your best option on this hand. And this hand is really quite similar to the last one in that we have a long club suit here where we hope to make a number of tricks, but we won't be able to make all of them. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we're hoping for again is that the clubs divide 3 and 2. And what you mustn't do is just cash your ace and king of clubs. If you do that, then you'll lose a 3rd trick and you have no entries to the south hand. So you'll won't make more than 2 club tricks. What you need to do on this hand is lose 1 club first. And if you do that and the clubs divide evenly, you can make 5 club tricks there. So let's win this one with the ace or the king. And we're going to play a club now. And if I just bring up the 4 hands at this point, we can see that this is the critical moment. In fact, the computer is saying that if I win the 1st trick with the ace or the king, now I'll be defeated. Whereas if I play low, I can make 1 over trick. So I play low there, let them win that one. Whatever they play back, it's probably going to be a heart. We'll win that. And now we'll play the clubs. And if they've divided like that, all the remaining clubs are now good. So we'll play the clubs. We'll discard something not very useful from the north hand. And play a last club there. And again, on this hand, we've now made 7 tricks, and we've got 3 more tricks to come with the ace, king of diamonds and the ace of spades. So I think I'm not going to risk the heart finesse. So at this point, if you were to play the hearts instead of the diamonds, sorry, if you play the spades, I meant to say, I wouldn't risk the spade finesse, because if they get in, they'll be able to cash some heart. So I'll probably just cash my diamonds, maybe give them some difficulty discarding, and at least make my 10 tricks there. After that, if they've kept the right thing, they'll be able to make the last 2 tricks, but we'll make 10 tricks there, which, as I said, no one made that when that was played a couple of years ago. Do interrupt me if you have any questions.
Yes, I've got some.
Yeah,
Tony?
go ahead.
Sorry, you can't see me. What about if the clubs are not as they were, but of 4-1? You're not going to make it, are you? Is there any way to make it?
That's right. This particular one, that's a good question. If they were 4-1, I don't think there's any way to make it.
So that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So the only chance is the 3-2 break. I mean, you could, if they were the other, obviously if they were 4-1 and someone discarded one, that would also
Yeah.
help. But they're very unlikely to discard clubs because they can see that long club suit in dummy.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So it really is your only chance there. Yeah. Let's try another one. This time, these were all from the same session, and this time quite a lot of people bid 6 no trump, but only one person bid and made 6 no trump, and only 2 people made 12 tricks. All the others made fewer tricks. Some stopped short of bidding the slam, and quite a few people went down in 6 no trump. So let's have a look at this one. And the bidding here, the expected bidding would be 2 no trump, 6 no trump. And again, North is declarer, and let's suppose East leads the 10 of spades. And this was actually the hand I sent out as a quiz at the weekend. So the question again for you is the same as last time. How many top tricks do you think declarer has here? So take a moment, count your top tricks, and in a moment I'll launch another poll. And the question is, how many top tricks do you think declarer has here? Share the results with you. There's still 3 people who haven't voted. If you'd like to vote, I'll give you another couple of seconds. So let's end the poll there and have a look at your results. And this time it's very much more divided. 53% went for 10, but 29% went for 9. 2 people said 12, and 1 person said 11. So let's switch back and have a look at it. So let's count the tricks. We've got 2 spade tricks I'm going to count there, the ace and king, 3 heart tricks, that's a total of 5. We don't have any diamond tricks because we're missing the ace. We don't have any diamond top tricks. And I think we can count 5 club tricks. We have 9 clubs between us and dummy. So the opponents only have 4. So even if they were to divide 4-0, we could make 5 tricks there. So I think that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We start off with 10 top tricks. And how are we going to make 2 more? Well, there are 2 possibilities. One is to hopefully make a trick with the jack of spades. That might provide an extra trick if the jack is able to win a trick there. But the much better option, which will provide 2 extra tricks, is of course the diamonds. And all you have to do on this hand is play the diamonds. You're going to make 2 diamonds. You'll force out the ace, and you don't need to risk trying to make a trick anywhere else. That will be 10 top tricks plus 2 diamonds. So the key play on this hand is not to play low at trick 1, to play the ace or the king. And you could play some of your other suits here, like your clubs, but really there's no particular merit in it. You're going to have to play your diamonds and try to make 2 tricks there. If the opponents let you win 1 diamond, well, you're going to play another one because you need to make another one here. So if they take their diamond now, if they now, whatever they play here, you're going to win that. And now you've set up 2 diamond tricks. So you can cash your diamonds, remember to win in, sorry, cash your clubs, remember to win in the shorthand. And you take your 5 clubs and you'll be able to take your last 2 tricks, the king of hearts and the jack of diamonds. So that was fairly straightforward. As long as you count your tricks, as long as you try to work out where your best option is, and really the only option is to play the diamonds there. But as I said, very few people made 12 tricks on that one. Now, let's look at a slight variant of this. Here, again, you open 2 no trump, and your partner takes you to 6 no trump. And suppose the opponents lead the 10 of spades. So I've just changed the hands very slightly, but again, let's start off by counting our top tricks here. And again, we've got 5 clubs, we've got 2 diamonds, and we've got 3 hearts. Okay, so we're going to play the hearts with the queen first and the ace king. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we have the ace of spades. So we actually have 11 top tricks this time. And that lead actually presents us a guaranteed way to make a 12th trick, as long as we play low from dummy. Because we've got the queen here, as long as we play low, we're going to make a trick with the queen here. So we'll make the 12th trick this time by playing low. And if they win the trick with the king, that's great. Now we've set up a spade trick. If they hadn't won it, we would win the trick with the queen, and that will be our 12th trick. So now whatever they play, we can win that one, and we'll, again, be careful with the hearts, how you play those. And again, take your clubs, and again, you can claim at any point here or play it out if you prefer, and you'll make your 12 tricks there. Okay, so I hope you all followed that. So just taking advantage there of the lead there to give you your 12th trick. And finally, let's have a look at this one here, where you open 2 no trump and your partner bids 4 no trump. 4 no trump here is not Blackwood, but it is quantitative or invitational, if you like, inviting you to bid 6 no trump if you're a maximum for your 2 no trump, or otherwise pass. Here, I think the south hand has got 22 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 13 and 9, you've got 22. So your maximum for your 2 no trump. So you should accept the invitation and bid 6 no trump. And let's suppose the opponents lead a heart. You can see your partner's hand here. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is the kind of hand with 12 points opposite 2 no trump that they made that invitational bid to see if you're a maximum. So here we are in what looks like a good contract of 6 no trump. And I'm going to ask you once again to start off by counting your top definite tricks here. So have a count of how many top tricks you definitely have. And in a moment, I will launch the poll for that.
Tony, with the bidding, what would you do if you had 21 points rather than 22?
Yeah, well, then I would use your judgment and see whether you sort of have a nice hand. For example, that south hand, I think is quite a good hand, because I've got that club suit, which you hope is going to be a source of tricks. But if it was a very flat hand with 21 points, then you might decline the invitation. That would be my advice to you. Or you can just flip a coin, see if you're feeling lucky that day. Look at see who your opponents are.
Ooh.
If you've got some opponents who are not so good, you might go for it. If they think they're very strong, maybe not. Anyway,
A couple of 10s and 9s would help.
Yeah, 10s and 9s, intermediate cards is another good thing. Anyway, let's have a look at your results here. And nearly all of you have gone for the same answer of 11 tricks. One person said 10. So let's see what we think about that. Counting our tricks, we're going to count 1 spade, we're going to count 3 hearts, and I think we've got 4 diamonds. we've got the ace, king, queen, jack, so we can play 4 rounds and we'll make we'll make all those 4 tricks. So that's 8, and I think we've got 3 clubs. We've got 9, 10, 11 tricks. So I agree with you. We have 11 top tricks on this hand. Now I can see 2 opportunities to make an extra trick here, or 3 perhaps. One is the queen of spades, so we could try that at some point. We might also make a 4th trick in hearts if the suit divides evenly, or if someone has a 4-card suit and discards one. That doesn't look that great an option at the moment, the hearts, because West has led a heart, and that might well suggest they've got a long suit there. So that's not such a great option. But the other option is in clubs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clubs. And if we play the clubs, there's a good chance we can make at least 1 more trick there. In fact, that is the subject of the last poll here. And the poll is, what do you think the chances that you can make at least 1 more club trick? Okay, not knowing how the clubs are divided, think about how many clubs the opponents have here, which is 6. Think about how they might be divided. And what do you think the chances that you'll be able to make at least 1 more trick? You have 11 top tricks. What do you think the chances are that you can make at least 1 more trick in clubs? And that's the last poll for you. And you've got some options to choose from. Okay, everyone has answered this time. That's great. Let's share the results. And it's been a very even division. 30% went for 50, 30% went for 68, 25% said 84, and 2 people said 36 and 1 said 72. So very interesting from my point of view, and I'll tell you the right answer in a minute. Well, if we think about the clubs, we've got 7 clubs, as I said. If we were really lucky, they'd be divided 3-2. And if they are divided 3-2, we would make actually all 5 clubs. We play the ace, king, queen. Sorry, I beg your pardon. So let me start again. We've got 7 clubs. They've got 6. If we're really lucky, they'd be divided 3-3. And if they are divided 3-3, we'd actually make all the clubs. We'd make 2 extra club tricks when we play the ace, king, queen. Now, the chance of the 3-3 division is actually only 36%. But we can also make an extra club if they are divided 4-2. And the chance of a 4-2 division is actually 48%. So the chance that we can make at least 1 more club trick is 84%, in fact. Yes, we have an excellent chance of being able to make at least 4 club tricks, and possibly all 5 club tricks if the suit divides evenly. So that's by far the best chance, much better than trying a spade finesse, and that's how you should play this hand. So let's win the first trick, and you might play the clubs right away, but it's not a bad idea to play the diamonds, because we've got 7 diamonds, and if we can play 4 rounds, someone may have to discard, and maybe they will discard a club, which may help us. Also on this auction, we are declarer, so no one can see our club suit. No one has, I've never bid clubs, so they have no idea I've got a long club suit. And that might make it harder for them to discard the right thing. So let's play the diamonds. That's 2 rounds everyone has followed. Let's play a 3rd round. And everyone has followed. So let's play another diamond. And what we're hoping to do is put pressure on the opponents to discard the wrong thing. If we bring up the four hands at this point, you can see when you play that diamond, East is going to discard something, and they don't really have much clue about what to discard. It turns out they need to keep their clubs, but they don't know that. So if they discarded a club, that would actually help you. Here they found the right discard and discarded spades. And now let's turn our attention to clubs. And the other thing you have to do, of course, is make sure that you keep an entry to the south hand. So don't, whatever you do, play a heart here, because that would be your only entry. So what we're going to do is play 3 rounds of clubs. And if we were really lucky on the 3rd round, everyone would follow. Here we're not so lucky, and East follows, but West discards. But we can nonetheless make our 12th trick by playing another club. And we still have stoppers in all the other suits. So we're giving up on that, but we've established the 3 of clubs. Whatever they play here, if they play a heart, we'll win that one, and we can cash our club and throw away the queen of spades. Of course, we don't need to risk that finesse now. We can just take our top 2 tricks. So that was an interesting one for me. And just, remember that kind of distribution, you'll have an excellent chance of not necessarily making all 5 club tricks, but you have a very good chance of making at least 4.
Tony,
Yes.
another question. How did you do the maths again for the distribution? I know that it's likely that there'll be a 4-2.
Well, I used the suit play program.
Oh, right.
Okay. But I mean, the thing to remember is that your most likely distribution here is the 4-2 distribution, and that is 48%.
Well, that's
And the
48%.
next most likely is the 3-3 distribution, and that's 36%. I don't remember those, numbers in my head, but I do try to remember that, I mean, you should all try and remember that the 4-2 is the most likely. And
but you added a percentage onto the 48%, which
Yeah.
was
the
that to do with the spades or the
No,
hearts?
the chance of I said the chance of a 3-3 club distribution is 36%.
Yeah.
So the chance of a 3-3 or a 4-2 distribution, I don't know if you remember your probabilities from school, you can add those probabilities together, and that's
Can
where,
add them together. I thought that's what you did. That's why I was asking you. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah. So in other words, looking at it the other way, there's a 16% chance of a less favorable distribution, and the less favorable distributions would be 5-1 or 6-0. But you've got a very good chance of making 1 more club trick, which is all you need here.
Thank you.
Any comments or questions on that? So that's the topic today, finding the best option, very often involving establishing suits and not just going automatically for things like a finesse, which are a much lower chance of success there. That ends the lesson there. Does anyone have any questions or things they want to ask about?